Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Becky. Today we'll be reviewing the Sony A95K QD-OLED TV. This TV has gained celebrity status since its release in the summer of 2022, winning awards and praises from TV calibrators, reviewers, retailers, and enthusiasts. The reason for the A95K's fandom comes from its new quantum dot OLED panel, which combines the pure blacks of OLED technology with the rich, wide color gamut provided by quantum dots. This provides an awesome picture with high contrast and bright, vibrant colors. The colors are the standout feature of this TV. I measured the A95K coverage of the BT 2020 color space at about 88%, and 100% coverage of the P3 color space. These are great numbers and give you the possibility to see colors that other TVs aren't capable of producing. Sony's image processing continues to shine. The A95K handles motion for fast-moving objects very well. Bad motion handling is one of my biggest frustrations when watching TV, and action movies and sports can be viewed on the A95K with little to no artifacts observed. I'll discuss more about this TV's picture in a moment, but first let's check out the layout and design of this set. The A95K stand is a 22-pound slab that covers the full length of the TV. The TV sits directly on top of the stand, so there's no significant space between the panel and whatever furniture it's sitting on. The length of the stand can either extend backward as seen here, or forward if you want the TV panel pushed up against the wall. Sony says with the stand facing back, the TV will have a slight tilt backwards of 4 degrees, but I didn't notice this tilt at all when watching with the stand in this orientation. The lack of space between the bottom of the panel and table means a soundbar or any center speaker placement could cause issues. There are third-party TV stands available that can support the TV and give you the clearance you need for your soundbar, but the stand will set you back a couple of $100s. If you choose to use the A95K's built-in speakers, they're okay. The speakers are positioned behind the panel and sound is transmitted out of the screen's surface. It does a decent job tracking sound across the screen when people or objects are moving from side to side. Still, this TV deserves a separate sound system to complement its picture. In the back, the A95K has a total of 4 HDMI inputs. 2 of them are HDMI 2.1 ports and 2 are HDMI 2.0 ports. You'll also find 1 digital audio output, a coaxial RF input for an over-the-air antenna, 2 USB ports, and a 100 megabits per second Ethernet input if you prefer a wired internet connection over Wi-Fi. The A95K comes with Android TV, which gives you access to all of the standard streaming apps, games, and any other Google TV apps available in the Google Play Store. The interface is probably the best TV operating system around. The system ran smoothly for me and it felt pretty straightforward. So with that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the picture quality. This TV has an incredible picture. Like I said earlier, colors are vibrant, but even more so when contrasted against the OLED's inky blacks. Colors out of the box are pretty accurate using the custom picture mode with Expert 1 or 2 selected for the color temperature setting. The A95K didn't need a lot of adjustments to improve color accuracy and calibrate the white point to D65. Post-calibration, the A95K was incredibly accurate in SDR and also HDR, where colors tend to get more off track. Movies and shows look incredible, whether streaming or on Ultra HD disc. This probably isn't the first A95K review you've watched, so you probably have already heard how good this TV looks, but it really is on a different level of picture quality. I'm not sure if it's part of Sony's processing or something to do with the new panel technology, but I found myself noticing new details and scenes of movies that I've already watched many times. I wish my camera and whatever you're watching this video on could show you just how good this picture really is. The colors are so bright without looking oversaturated and inaccurate. Standard definition Blu-rays are upscaled very well, so you don't have to trash your old standard def Blu-rays just yet, but I strongly recommend updating your collection to get the most out of this TV. Sports also looked great. I saw no motion blur while watching games, and the A95K has great viewing angles so you can enjoy the game in small or large gatherings. Viewing the screen off angle, I didn't observe any major reduction in color or contrast. I'm honestly not a big gamer, but I played Xbox Series X on the A95K and had a good experience. There's no game bar on the A95K like the ones you can find on other offerings from LG and Samsung. The picture quality still looks great, and game mode on the A95K is one of the most accurate picture modes that I measured out of the box. Unfortunately, you'll have to choose between playing games with VRR enabled or playing in Dolby Vision. You will not be able to do both. Games still look great on the A95K in my opinion, but if you're a hardcore PC or console gamer who wants support for as many modern gaming features as possible, you may have to pass on the A95K as your main gaming TV. As for some extra likes and dislikes about the A95K, I really like the remote that came with the unit. It had all the buttons I needed, and it didn't take long at all to learn where everything was arranged. The buttons also illuminate when the remote is picked up, which is a feature that should be standard on all remotes. Bravia Core Access is a nice feature offered by Sony on the A95K. It gives you access to Sony Studio films, with some that stream at 80 megabits per second, which Sony markets as Pure Stream. You'll probably want to use Wi-Fi for these speeds, as the 100 megabits per second Ethernet port is cutting it a little close. This bitrate should deliver video quality close to ultra high-def Blu-rays, but make sure that Pure Stream is enabled in the Bravia Core settings before you start watching. I thought some of the films available looked pretty good, but you'll still have to stick to disc if you're an audiophile that wants the highest sound quality. The A95K's panel has a reflective surface that reduces the glare of any light source that shines on it, and it does a decent job diffusing reflections. The surface does have a purplish tint to it, and the black level of the TV can be raised when enough bright ambient light is shining on it. This can be an issue if you're watching the A95K in a very bright room, so keep that in mind based on where you plan on watching TV. A common complaint among gamers with Sony TVs is there are only 2 HDMI inputs that are 2.1 compliant, while other TV manufacturers such as Samsung and LG offer 4. 2.1 ports are needed for PC and current-gen gaming consoles running at 4K 120Hz. I only needed one HDMI 2.1 port for my Xbox, but it would be nice to plug it into any of the HDMI ports without having to question if I picked the correct one. Nope, input 1 is 2.0. Nope, input 2 is also 2.0. Input 3 is 2.1, but it also is the only UART port, so we need that one for our soundbar. For the cost of the TV, we shouldn't have to play HDMI input Olympics. All of the ports should be HDMI 2.1 so we can plug the cable into any port without having to think about it. I'm sure Sony fans are tired of defending Sony on this. Hopefully Sony will announce that they are switching to a new SoC in 2023 that will fix this. Be sure to go into the settings menu to designate what type of device will be hooked up to which port. If you're going to be using a device that plays 4K, be sure to select the enhanced format. There's also an enhanced format Dolby Vision if your hooked up devices support Dolby Vision. The bottom VRR format is for use with gaming devices that support very low refresh rate. Be sure to make these changes to ensure the A95K is displaying the best possible image for your source. For my everyday use cases, the gripes for this TV are minor. I think this is an incredible TV, especially when you feed it high quality content. So should you buy this TV? The A95K's biggest negative is its price. For most folks, spending over $2,000 or $3,000 for a television is a hard sell. If you can scrape up the cash for the A95K, the next limiting factor is the available screen sizes. The A95K is only available in 55 and 65 inches. The A95K also has competition from the likes of Samsung and LG. The Samsung S95B uses the exact same QD-OLED panel as the A95K at a cheaper price, and LG OLEDs can also deliver great pictures using their WOLED panels. If you do buy the A95K, be sure to hook it up to a 4K Blu-ray player. If all you do on this TV is watch cable, stream, or just watch standard def Blu-rays, you're not going to be seeing everything this TV can do. It'd be like buying a Ferrari and never taking it to the track. Sure, it still looks great going on a Starbucks run, but you're never going to push that car's suspension, brakes, and engine to its limits that way. So if you do buy the A95K, buy some discs for it. Take it to the track. Thanks for watching. We've got some more TV reviews and free giveaways coming up, so please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of it. Leave a comment below on what you think about the A95K, and if you liked the video, you know what to do. You relax, you only have to wear this thing for a minute.